Welcome to the Stars Athletics and Fitness Center for today's matchup between the Lambton College Lions and the Canadore Panthers. Little different look for the Lions from the team that played Vanshaw. Tutu Jengati is out of the starting lineup, and Owen Newell is in the starting lineup. For the Canadore Panthers, the starting five is Ty Huxtable. Why is this thing?
And it's time to be brief. Your volunteers from Lambton. At guard from Detroit, Michigan, Stevenson Secondary School. Number 4, Jerry Wilson. At guard from London and Cambridge, 6'5" guard number 6, Alvin Gashi.
As they're going through the Lambton starters right now, the starters for Canadore are Ty Huxtable, Isaiah Nanton, Thomas Gowan, Logan Parker, and Bishop Whitmore. For the Lambton College, it is Jerry Wilson, Alvin Gashi, Alex Yaboya, Tyler Grievens, and Owen Newell. With the head coach for Lambton College being James Grant, and for Canadore is Stephen Hom. Tip-off is next here on your TV or the Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube. I'm Gavin McKinnon bringing you this midday matchup between Canadore and Lambton, as we are going to get tipped off as Lambton is going left to right and Canadore is going right to left. Grievens and Gowland in the middle for tip. Lambton Lions win it as it goes back out to Gowland. To number 21, Bishop Whitmore. Whitmore kicks it to Huxtable. Huxtable drives in. A little floater. It does not fall. He pushes it back up. Grievens fighting for the board. Eventually taken up by Wilson. Wilson to Gashi. Gashi had himself an impressive game on Wednesday against Fanshawe. Gashi calls for the play. He's looking for the play for him. As the screen comes from Newell. Newell for the putback. Off the glass. No good. Rebound by Isaiah Nanton. Nanton kicks it out to Thomas Gowan. Gowan back out to Whitmore. Not good. As the pass from Gashi goes to Jerry Wilson. As Gashi looks for the cutting man. Finds Yaboya. Yaboya kicks it out to Newell. Newell cuts in. Finds Gashi. Gashi puts up the layup. It's good. 2-0 lead for the Lions. As number 1, Isaiah Nanton takes the ball up here. Kicks it off to Whitmore. Whitmore kicks it over to Huxtable. Huxtable to number 15, Logan Parker. Back out to Whitmore. To Gowan. Gowan trying to find the man. Stolen by Yaboya. Yaboya finds Gashi. Gashi's going to calm it down and take it up the court. Back up to Yaboya, who pushes it up with a little bit of pace here. Finds Newell. Newell at the top of the key. Kicks it back out to Yaboya. Yaboya trying to find a play here. Kicks it out to Gashi. Gashi at the three-point. Kicks it back out to Yaboya. Finds Grievens. As there's not that much time left. Finds Newell. Newell for 3. No good. Rebound by Grievens. Grievens finds Jerry. Jerry for 3. No good. And it goes off. It goes out of play. Lambton Lions ball. As Logan Parker tried to play that. And he just stepped out of bounds. As Gashi looks to inbound it. Finds Jerry Wilson at the top. He goes back out to Gashi. Gashi sizing up his man. Sizing up Whitmore. He goes for a little floater. No good. Rebound by Nanton. Nanton pushes the ball over to Huxtable. Huxtable kicks it over to Whitmore. Whitmore driving around the top. Goes down to Gallon. Gallon for three. It's no good. Rebound by Jerry Wilson. As he starts to fall, kicks it over to Gashi. Gashi pushing it up with some pace. Puts it up, and it's good. Puts it over Huxtable and Logan Parker for that tough bucket. As Huxtable takes the ball up at the top here, gives it off to Nanton. Nanton to Huxtable. Huxtable kicks it over to Whitmore. Whitmore trying to figure out what to do here. Kicks it to Huxtable. Huxtable drives in, goes for a little floater, leaves it off to Parker for the two. It's good. Makes it a 4-2 game here for the Lambton Lions. As Gashi takes the ball, hands it off to Yaboya. Yaboya sizes his man up, calls for a screen. Little pull-up jumper, air ball, no good. Canadore ball. .6:57 here to go in the first quarter. Lambton up 4-2. As Huxtable kicks the ball over to Nanton. Nanton back to Huxtable. Back over to Whitmore. Whitmore almost loses the ball to Gallon. Whitmore with the ball back. Kicks out to Gallon. Gallon driving. Gets the ball ripped. But it's still Canadore ball. It was number 23 for Lambton. Clayton Burgess checks in for Grievance here at the 6:36 mark in the first quarter. The Lambton Lions lead 4-2 over the Canadore Panthers. That was number 1 Isaiah Nanton looking to inbound the ball. Just throws it up. Stolen by Jerry. Jerry goes to hit the outlet out to Newell, and it's knocked down. It's number 11 and number 10 here. Corey Buchun and Ethan Skayman check in here. As Gashi kicks out to Jerry. Jerry for three. Boom. That's a big three-pointer there for the Lambton Lions. As Huxtable takes the ball up. As they're going to try to find some offense here. A little early 5-point deficit here. As Gallon goes up, gets the and one to go. That's a little bit of offense. That's a little spark there. Gallon to complete the 3-point play here for Canadore. He does convert. It's a 7-5 ball game here as Gashi takes the ball up for the Lambton Lions. Gashi trying to set up a pick here. Just goes for a little drive. Tries to hit it off to Burgess. Burgess scrambles to the corner. Finds Newell. Newell drives in. And it's a blocking foul here. As Jerry Wilson goes to inbound the ball here for the Lambton Lions. He kicks it out to Burgess. Burgess to Yaboya. Yaboya back out to Jerry. Jerry, little shifty moves to Yaboya. Yaboya drives in. Kicks it out to Burgess. Jerry puts up a three at the end of the shot clock. Doesn't get the board. Scrambling against Buchun. And the three-pointer for Gallon does go. As that makes it an 8-7 ball game with 5:16 to go in the first quarter as Gashi takes the ball up. Kicks it out to the corner to Yaboya. Yaboya to Burgess. Burgess gets the pump fake to go and gets the N1. Gets his board. And Burgess puts that ball up and over Thomas Gowland. As Huxtable takes the ball. Number 10, Buchun. Buchun for three. Boom. That's a big three-pointer there. Makes it an 11-9 ball game here. As Yaboya calls the offense here. It's the quarterback in this situation. Kicks it over to Gashi. Gashi drives. Kicks it to Newell. Newell for three. It's good. Makes it a 12-11 ball game here with 4:28 to go. As number 8, Zion James is on the court here. As the drive in by number 10, Corey Buchun, will end up in an offensive foul. As number 22, Jackson Holloward, and number 13, Darius Schmidt, both checking into the game for the Lions. As Yaboya takes the ball up the court. Getting guarded up by Huxtable. Huxtable gives it over to Gashi. Gashi drives in. Goes a little floater in the paint. Doesn't go. Rebound by Darius Schmidt. Schmidt gives it off to Jerry. Jerry kicks out to Yaboya. Swings it one more to Gashi in the corner. No good. Hallward with the board. Gives over to Gashi. Gashi drives in against Thomas Golland, but gets called for a travel. As it's a 12-11 ball game with 3:42 here to go in the first quarter, I'm Gavin McKinnon, and you are watching basketball on your TV or Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube. As Huxtable takes the ball up the court, gets the mismatch on number 22, Jackson Hallward, calls the ISO, drives past him, gets some help, but puts it up, and makes it a 13-12 ball game. As Yaboya pushes the ball up the court fast to maybe get a mismatching defense as he drives by. Puts the ball up, doesn't go, gets his own board, puts it up again, and it goes. 14-13 game. It's a back and forth game here so far at the Sea Stars Athletics and Fitness Complex here in Sarnia, Ontario. As the ball stripped by Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson drives. Little pull-up jumper. No good. The pull-up three does not go. Rebound by number 7, Thomas Golland, as he kicks it over to number 11, Ethan Scannon. As Ty Huxtable drives in, doesn't go. Zion James gets the ball. Schmidt with the ball at the end of the day gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya pushing the ball against Huxtable. Huxtable trying to use his body. He gets it to fall, and an and one for Yaboya. Makes it a 16-13 ball game with the chance to make it a 4-point lead for the Lions here. As Isaiah Nanton and number 20, Tyrone Johnson, check in for Canadore Panthers. And Corey King comes in for the Lions. As Yaboya does convert, makes that 3-point play. As Nanton takes the ball up here for Canadore. Nanton hands it off to number 10, Buchen. As number 11, Ethan Skayman kicks it back into number 10, Corey Buchun, and it doesn't go. As they scramble there at the back end. As it goes off to Corey King. Corey King back over to number 22. Jackson Hallward gives it off back off to Yaboya. Back off to Corey King. Finds Jerry. Jerry with the J. Doesn't go, but gets the push and goes to the line for 3. That's been a real art of his game so far in the past game, as he had a couple and 1 3-pointers, which ended up being a difference maker in the game against Fanshawe. As he won't go to shoot the free throws. His number 21, Ryan Avalo, checks in for the Lambton Lions. As number 20, Tyrone Johnson, inbounds it off to Isaiah Nanton, and they're going to have to redo it there, as we weren't set up. As Javante Griffith checks in here for number 13, Darius Schmidt. As Nanton takes the ball up here for Canadore. Nanton gets the mismatch, drives in, and gets fouled for 2 shots as he goes to the line here with 1:41 to go in the first quarter here. Lambton. Had an impressive game so far. Makes the first shot. That's his first points of the game. You can hear some noise being made here by the crowd here. And the second one does go, and that makes it a 17-15 ball game. 1:41 to go as Corey King takes up the ball here for the Lions. Corey King sizing his man up, finds Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson trips a little bit, drives in as Javonte Griffith puts back the board there. As Isaiah Nanton takes the ball up here. Nanton. Avalo guarding. Griffith with the help defense attempt, but Nanton puts away that bucket at the end of the day. As Newell's looking to check back into the ball game here. As Corey King kicks it out to Avalo. Avalo finds Jerry. Jerry Wilson, what's he gonna do here? He goes for a little side step. Gives off to Corey King. Corey King gets stripped. Griffith scrambling with the ball with a million of them. As the possession goes the Lambton way here. As Newell goes to check back into the ball game here. As Newell checks in for Avalo. As Jerry Wilson kicks it over to Javonte. Javonte has to save it. Stolen by number 10, Corey Buchun. As Buchun kicks it over to number 11, Ethan Skayman. As Nanton takes the ball, drives in, puts it up, and it goes. Makes it a 19-19 ball game here with 30 seconds to go in the quarter as Corey King takes the ball up here for the Lions. Corey King loses the dribble, gets the ball as Nanton picks the ball up off the floor, gives it off to Buchun. Buchun for three does not go, and that will stop the clock there and give a chance for the Lions to possibly score in the final 15 seconds of the first quarter here. As Corey King pushes the ball up with 13 seconds to go, gives you an opportunity to put a shot up here. As Corey King sizing him up, goes a little drive, finds Javonte. Javonte drives in, puts the ball up. It falls with 1 second to go in the quarter, and that'll end the first quarter with the Lambton Lions leading the Canadore Panthers 21-19. I'm Gavin McKinnon, and you are watching Lambton Lions basketball on your TV or Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube. In the first quarter, Canadore is shooting 2 for 5 from 3 for a 40% percentage from 3, and Lambton shooting 2 for 6 or 33% from 3. From the field, Lambton is shooting 42.9, and Canadore is shooting 54%. Both teams are shooting perfect from the charity stripe, as it looks like it will be a Canadore ball to start off this quarter. The leading scorers so far for the game are for Canadore, number 7, Thomas Gowan with 6 points. And for the Lambton Lions, it's Albin Gashi with 6 points as well. As they're both, Gashi's shooting 3 for 6 from the field, and Thomas Gowan is shooting 2 for 3 from the field. As Canadore come on with Ty Huxtable, Nanton, number 7, Thomas Gowan, Bishop Whitmore, and Zion James as the Lambton Lions go with their starters to start off the second quarter. It's a 21-19 ball game here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. As Huxtable will start us off this quarter, giving it off to Nanton. Gives it over to Whitmore. Whitmore trying to find his man here. Gives it, eventually goes to Huxtable for 3, no good. Rebound by Newell. Newell gives it off to Gashi. Gashi pushing the ball up. getting guarded by James. James playing that nice little face guard, but it gets Newell, drives in, kicks it off to Gashi. Gashi, a little pump fake, a little hezzy. Finds it off to Newell. Newell drives in, goes for a little spin fade from the charity stripe. No good. Rebound by Thomas Gallen. Thomas Gallen kicks it off to Huxtable. Huxtable pushes the ball up fast. Gives it off to Nanton. Nanton drives in from the charity stripe. No good. Rebound by Newell. Newell gives it off to Gashi. Gashi trying to direct some orders here. Is getting guarded by James at the top of the key. Just giving him no space out there. As he drives in, loses control. It goes out of bounds off of James. And it'll be a Lambton Lions ball. Lambton Lions will be from the baseline here. We're trying to find the guy to go to. They go to Yaboya. Yaboya out to Grievance. Grievance thought about shooting that. Gives it off to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson finds it off to Gashi. Gashi over to Yaboya. Yaboya with the shot. It does not fall after bouncing around that rim a bunch. Rebounded by Gallen. Gallen gives it off to Nanton. Nanton gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable back to Nanton. Nanton thought about shooting it. Kicks it off to Gallen. Gallen stolen by Gashi. Gashi goes to Yaboya, but it's tipped by Huxtable on the fast break. That's a great defensive play there. Logan Parker comes to check in for Zion James, as both starters are back out for each team here. As Yaboya takes the ball at the top. Gives it off to Newell. Newell bounces it in for Grievance. Grievance trying to find up Gallen. Gallen plays great defense there as Grievance puts it back up, and it's good for two. 23-19 ball game here as Nanton takes the ball up here for Canadore. Nanton calling for a pick from Parker. Nanton drives in and gets fouled, and it will be at the baseline. As number 21, Bishop Whitmore, will inbound it here for Canadore. As Whitmore tries to find Gallen. Gallen gets stripped and recovered by Newell for the Lions as he gives it off to Gashi. Gashi at the three-point line tries to find out where to go. Jerry Wilson for three, no good. Rebounded by Grievers. Newell gives it off to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson drives in, tries to put it up, blocked by Gallen off of Jerry Wilson, and that will be a Canadore ball. As the backcourt goes to inbound that ball, as Nanton gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable takes it back up, getting guarded by Newell. As Nanton tries to figure out what to do, gives it off to Parker. Parker kicks it out to Whitmore. Gives it back off to Nanton. Nanton trying to figure out what to do. Huxtable tries to reverse layup. Parker with the rebound. Doesn't go. Battling Grievance for it. And it will be Lambton ball. After the jump ball, as it's possession-wise, it'll be Lambton ball. 23-19 ball game here. Lambton with a 4-point lead at the 7:14 mark to go here in the second quarter. As Gashi takes the ball in here for Lambton. Getting guarded by Whitmore at the top. So not giving him any spaces. Yaboya takes the ball here. Little jab step there. We'll just moving that ball around as Newell tries to figure out what to do. Drives in. Gives out to Grievers. Grievers sizes his man up. Puts it back up, and it's good. Puts it up over number 15. Logan Parker. That's good. As Huxtable kicks off to Nanton. Nanton gives it off to Gallen. Gallen to Nanton. Nanton sizing up Jerry. Just goes around him with the spin move. A nice little play there. As Parker tried to get the board, couldn't. As Newell eventually comes down with that board. As he drives in. Gives it off to Gashi. Gashi directing orders. Calling the play like a quarterback. Gives it off to Grievance. Grievance gets fouled in on a reach by Parker. And that'll be Lambton Lions ball as Gashi's going to go inbound this for the Lions. Gosh, he finds Newell. Newell with a little easy layup. Puts it in. Timeout, Canadore. As Lambton Lions go on a little bit of an 8-point run there. And that'll be your difference maker so far. Is it's a 27-19 ball game here. And just to fill you in here, Thomas Gowan is the leading scorer for Canadore with 6 points on 2 for 3 shooting and perfect from the charity stripe. And Isaiah Nanton is 1 for 3 and 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. For the Lambton Lions, it's Albin Yashi with 6 points on 3 for 6 from the field. And right behind him with 5 points is Owen Newell, 2 for 5 from the field with 1 for 2 from 3. Leading for the rebounds for your Lambton Lions are Tyler Grievers with 5, and for Canadore, it is Thomas Gowan with 3. It's a nice little day here in Sarnia. As so far, the Lambton Lions are shooting 41% from the field, and Canadore is shooting 43%, and Canadore is shooting 33% from 3, and Lambton is shooting 28.6. As Whitmore looks to inbound it to Nanton. Each team looks the same coming out of that timeout. As Nanton kicks it over to Gowan. Gowan drives in, tries to figure out what to do. Gives it off to Whitmore. Whitmore to Nanton. Nanton avoids one steal, but stolen by Yaboya. Yaboya kicks it over. Grievens with a complete steal. Yaboya for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Huxtable. Huxtable takes the ball up here. Little step back. Sizing up what to do here. As Whitmore takes the ball. Gives it off to Gowan. Gowan, the jumper is good for 3 points. As it's a 27-21 game here, is Yaboya. A little fast pace here from the Lions. The 3-point from Jerry is no good, but Grievens gives it off to Yaboya after collecting the rebound, and it goes off Newell's hand as A.J. Edwards looks to check in here for the Lambton Lions. And he's going to come off for Jerry Wilson. As number 10, Corey Buchan comes in, and number 11, Ethan Skayman. As well as Clayton Burgess comes in here for the Lions as well. As Huxtable will take the ball up here. Huxtable's looked all right in this first half so far. As it goes over to Buchan in the corner, and it's good. Buchan for 3. And that makes it a 3-point game as it's going on a little bit of a reverse run here for the Lambton Lions after going on a nice little 8-point run. They're currently on a 6-0 run right now for Canadore. As Gashi, this is a little bit of a misconfusion, gives off to AJ. AJ for 3, no good. Rebound attempt from Burgess is no good. Rebounded by Parker at the end of the day. Huxtable takes the ball up for Canadore. Canadore looking pretty good so far in the second quarter as Parker goes up for the free throw for the little floater. And we'll get 2 free throws in return. As Papineau comes in to check in the game, as well as Jackson Hallward for the Lions. And number 8, Zion James, is back into the game here for Canada. As the first free throw is good from Huxtable. And the second one to make it a 1-point game here in favor of the Lambton Lions. It's no good. But the rebound by James, and he's fouled. It'll be Canadore ball at the baseline. And Canadore will call a second timeout here with about 5 minutes to go here with 4:29 here to go in the second quarter here. so far, if you look at the line score here, in the first quarter, the Lambton Lions only led by 2 with a 21-19 lead, and in the second quarter, it has been deadlocked at 6. So we're still at a 2-point lead here for the Lambton Lions, who have 3 fouls on the quarter so far, and Canadore only has 1. The possession would go in the way of Canadore if there is a jump ball or at the end of the half to start off the third quarter. As Popino, Edwards, Hallward, Burgess, and Yaboya come out here for the Lambton Lions. As they go to James in the paint, and he gets again 1 to go. And that makes it a tied ball game here. And that gives them a chance to put Canadore up by 1 with 4:27 here to go. As there's some noise being made here in the crowd here. And the free throw is no good, rebounded by Burgess. Burgess gives it off to Edwards. Edwards using that speed, gives it off to Popino. No good. Hallward goes for the ball. Edwards goes for the ball, doesn't work. Huxtable with the great ball, gives it off to Buchum to complete that great play there for Canadore to make them go up by 2. As Edwards looks like it was a foul by James, but he gives it off to Edwards in the corner. And it's a go-hard ball. Edwards gets the ball, goes back for the drive off of Buchum, and gets called for the offensive foul. As Javonte Griffith looks to check back into the ballgame here for the Lions. And he goes on for Edwards. As Huxtable takes the ball up the court here. And he takes on Yaboya. Huxtable gets stripped by Yaboya. And it looks like he got pushed to the ground as he went for it. But he gets called for Canadore ball. As number 11, Ethan Skyman looks to inbound the ball. Here, gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable drives in and kicks it out, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes back up the court for the Lambton Lions. As Howard goes to inbound it to Yaboya. As James is playing right up there with the press coverage there. On Yaboya. Yaboya over to Jerry Wilson. Gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya to Griffith in the paint. Gives it off to Hallward. Hallward drives in. Finds Burgess in the corner for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Skayman. And he gets fouled. And he will go to the line for 2 as they're in the bonus now. As Gashi comes to sub in here for Yaboya. As Skayman goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is no good. Can increase the lead to 3 and make it a 1-possession game. As it's no good. Rebounded by Griffith, gives it off to Gashi. After passing it off to Hallward. Hallward gives it to Gashi. My apologies. As Gashi takes the ball. Gets ripped on the pass. And James puts the ball up, doesn't go. Rebound by Gashi. Gashi taking the ball up the court fast with about just past the 3-minute mark. As Hallward goes in with a tough layup, and it goes. As Huxtable takes the ball up the court here. Huxtable gives it off to Skayman, off to Gallen, to Buchum for 3, no good. Rebound by Hallward and Griffith, and it will eventually get to Gashi's hands as Gashi takes the ball up the court here for the Lions, getting guarded by James at the 3-point line. As Huxtable guards Jerry Wilson as they double team him now, gives it off to Gashi. Gashi drives in, Gives it off to Griffith. Griffith with a little jump step, with a little reverse, and it goes in for the Lions. Puts them up by 2 with just over 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. As Ty Huxtable leaves it off for Buchun. Gives it back to Huxtable. Huxtable with a little step back. Tries to find James in the paint, and he puts up the reverse and ties this game back up with 1:53 to go. As Howard kicks it over to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson trying to make some space here with Skayman right up on him. As he finds it over to Howard into the corner for 3, no good. Rebound by Huxtable. Huxtable pushes the ball up fast. Gives it off to Gallon. Gallon for 3. It's no good. The rebound's a jump ball in general. Rebounded by Buchun. Buchun to Huxtable for 3. No good. Rebound by Griffith. And the foul will be on Lambton. And it will send Gallon to the line for 2. As Newell and Grievers check back in here for the Lions. With 1:17 to go, it's deadlocked at 31 here. As the first free throw goes in. The second free throw for Gallon is good. Makes them go up by 2. And Parker will check back in here for Skayman. As Gashi takes the ball up here after the inbound by Newell. Getting pressed up by Nanton. Nanton drives the ball back up. Shrugs off of Griffith. Gives it off to Griffith. Griffith kicks it over to Newell. Newell with a little pump fake. Drives in. Gives up to Grievers. And Grievers goes for the ball. And that'll be Canadore ball. Timeout Lions. With about 58 seconds to go here in the second quarter, the Canadore Panthers lead the Lambton Lions 33-31. And Lambton's at a 1-1 record, and Canadore's at an 0-1 record. And the checkpoint now is Thomas Gallon still leads the Canadore Panthers with 10 points, and Buchun is not that far behind him with 8. And Albin Gashi for the Lambton Lions is sitting at 6, which is tied with Javante Griffith, who is shooting perfect from the field so far. Shooting a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. As the Lambton Lions are still shooting perfect from the line because they've only had the one and they've only made the one. And the Canadore Panthers are shooting 60% from the line, shooting 6 for 10. And both teams' three-point percentages, as Lambton's 2 for 12 currently, and Canadore is currently 3 for 10. As Lambton comes out of the huddle with their starters, and the only difference out of their starters for Canadore is Buchun is out there and James. As Buchun gives it back off to Huxtable. Huxtable to Nanton. Nanton back to Huxtable. Huxtable back to Nanton. To Buchun in the corner trying to figure out what to do. Gives up to James. James to Huxtable. Goes up for the foul for the layup and gets fouled. With 38.6 seconds to go here in the second quarter, the Canadore Panthers are currently up 33-31. As Corey Buchun goes to shoot 2. Buchun's first free throw is good. Makes it a 3-point game here with 38.6 seconds to go here. And his second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Newell. Newell gives off to Gashi. Gashi. Trying to figure out what to do here. Goes for a little spin. Goes with a little fade. No good. Rebound by Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson spins around and gets hard fouled. By Isaiah Nanton. And we'll go to the line for 2 here. As Alex Yaboya comes to check in. And Grievers will go out. And Wilson will shoot 2. As his first free throw is good. And that makes it a 2-point game in favor of Canadore. Make it a 1-point game with 20.4 seconds to go. He's good. As Hextable takes this ball up, he's going to take it up slowly to try to get the final shot here. Make sure Lambton has no chance to have a shot to end the second half. As he gives it off to Nanton. Nanton drives in, kicks it off to Gallen. Gallen back over to Hextable. Hextable kicks it out to Nanton. Nanton tries to put it up, no good, and no good by Gallen. To end the first half, the Canadore Panthers will come out with a 1-point lead, as it is 34 Canadore, 33 Lambton. You are watching Lambton Lions basketball on your TV or Lambton Lions Athletics or off of OCAA Live.ca. I'm Gavin McKinnon, and we'll be back just in a minute. Kicks it off to Nanton. Nanton, a little step back. Gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable with a nice little pass. Gives it off to Parker. Parker, the easy layup is good. Makes it a 6-point lead here for Canadore as Yaboya takes the ball up the court for the Lions. So they haven't really been able to find an answer since about the midway point here of the second quarter. And Canadore has just lit a fuse as Parker steals that ball. Kicks it off to Huxtable. Huxtable back out to Whitnell. To Huxtable for three is no good. Rebound by Grievers. As Newell takes the ball, kicks out to Gashi. Gashi getting guarded by Whitnell. Gives out to Yaboya. Yaboya to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson dribbling it through two players. Gives it back off to Yaboya. Whitnell playing great defense. Kicks it off to Newell in the corner. 4-3. Bang! And that makes it a 3-point lead. That cuts the lead right in half there for Canadore as Huxtable takes the ball here for Canadore. Parker sets the screen, gives it off to Nanton. Nanton, 4-3. It's good. As that puts the lead back up here to 6 with about 7:14 to go here in the third quarter as Gashi takes the ball here. Gashi calls for the screen by the Grievers. Doesn't really use it that much as it gets called by Whittle. As he gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson for 3 and 1! It's good. Jerry Wilson gets the and 1 3 here to go and can cut the lead to 3. At the 6:55 mark here in the third quarter. As he does not convert on the free throw, rebounded by Parker, kicks out to Nanton. Nanton over to Huxtable to Nanton, back out to Whitnell to Gowan. Gowan goes up for the hard and gets called for the offensive foul as Grievers clogs the lane there. As Gashi's dictating the play here. 3-point lead here at 6:44 to go here in the third quarter here. As Newell inbounds it over to Gashi. Gashi beating the quarterback and calling the plays here. As 3 players look to check in here for Canadore. As Gashi drives in and goes out of bounds. And he looks to tweak something a little bit there. As he has a little conversation for the ref. As Buchun, James, and Skayman check in here for Canadore Panthers as AJ Edwards checks in here for Gashi. At the 6:31 mark, the Lions are down 3 to Canadore Panthers. As AJ Edwards gets blown by Huxtable as James comes down with the board, tries to kick it out to Gowan. Stolen by Grievers. He kicks it out to Jerry. Jerry tries to find Yaboya. Yaboya puts it up. It's good. And 1. 6:11 here to go. They can tie the game up here with a free throw as Alex Yaboya goes to the line. As the Lions aren't sending anybody up there to rebound. That's how confident they are. As he misses it, rebounded by Skayman. Gives it out to Gowan. Gowan, step back, tries to look, thinks about a 3. Gives it out to Huxtable. Gives it out to Skayman. Skayman gets the ball ripped from Yaboya. Yaboya loses it in Jerry Wilson's feet and then falls over again. And it'll go in the favor of the Canadore Panthers as Burgess comes in for Grievers. As Skayman looks to inbound this ball here. Gives it off to Huxtable. It's Huxtable using a blender on Edwards and puts it in. As AJ Edwards looks to take the ball up here for the Lions. He calls for a screen as Huxtable is right up on him, as well as Buchun, as well as Skayman. As Jerry Wilson puts it up, does not go off of Burgess and it's Canadore Panthers ball. As Gashi checks back in here for Edwards. And Skayman takes the ball up here. Skayman kicks it off to Gowan. Gowan to Huxtable. Huxtable gets Yaboya to miss. Yaboya strips him again. Yaboya goes for it again and gets him to travel. As the Panthers lead the Lions 44-41 here with a 5:12 mark in the third quarter. As Gashi takes the ball up here for the Lions. Gashi kicks it off to Newell. Newell, little jab step, gives it off to Jerry. Jerry for three. Bang. Ties the game up here just under the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. As Huxtable gives off to Buchun in the corner for three. A three of his own is good. I think that's Buchun's third three-pointer of the game here. As Gashi takes the ball. That is Buchun's second three-pointer of the game. As Burgess tries to play that off to Jerry Wilson, and that goes out. As Grievers checks back into the game here for Burgess. Lambton's starting lineup is back out on the court here as Huxtable takes the ball up, getting guarded by Yaboya. Gives off to Buchun, who's getting guarded by Gashi. Gives it off to Skayman, who's getting guarded by Wilson. Gives it back to Huxtable. Gives it back to Gowan. Gives it back to Huxtable, who hucks up a shot, and it does not go. It's rebounded by Grievers. As Gashi takes the ball up, getting guarded by Buchun. Gives it back off to Yaboya in the paint. Yaboya kicks it out to Jerry Wilson. A little pump fake. A little find to Grievers. Grievers for the midi is good. The assist there by Jerry Wilson makes it a 1-point lead here for the Panthers over the Lions at the 3:45 mark to go here in the third quarter. As Buchun takes a three-pointer and he booms it. Or as you could say, boon it. As that's his third three-pointer of the game. And he gets called on the foul on Yaboya as Yaboya puts up an and one there. And can tie the game up here with the free throw. As Buchun is up to 15 points here in the game. And Yaboya is up to 10. As Skayman takes the ball up here. Skayman up to Huxtable. As number 7, Gowan takes the ball in, finds Skayman. Skayman for the easy layup is good. Makes it a 3-point lead here. It's a 52-49 game. As Gashi kicks off to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson, little jab step up off of Skayman and booms that deep three and ties the game here. As Huxtable tries to find Buchun. Buchun has hit a lot of three-pointers, a lot of big shots here for Canadore. As Huxtable tries to drive in on Gashi, doesn't let him go by easily. As it's ripped by Newell, taken by Wilson, and it's back up the court by Gashi. Gashi gives it off to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya try to call for a cut for some help, and he drives in. Finds Newell. Newell goes up with the ball and gets fouled for 2 shots. As number 20, Tyrone Johnson checks in here. As well as number 1, Isaiah Nanton and Parker checks into the game here. And for the Lambton Lions, Hallward and Schmidt both check into the game as well. As the first free throw for Newell is good. and that puts them up by 1 here. With 2:18 to go here in the third quarter. As Newell puts up his second free throw. It does not go. Schmidt battles for the board. Eventually picked up by Skayman. Skayman takes the ball up the court. Kicks it off to Nanton. Nanton. Trying to find out what to do here. Nanton kicks it out to Skayman in the paint. He drives to the paint. And he tries to figure out what to do. And gets fouled. And it'll be on the baseline. As Javonte Griffith will check in here for Newell. We have a 2-minute mark here in the third. As Nanton takes the ball here. Nanton. A little hezzy. A little step out. To Johnson. Back out to Nanton. Nanton drives in and gets called on an offensive foul. Lions lead by 1 with 1:49 here to go here in the third quarter here. As Hallward inbounds it here to Gashi. Gashi takes the ball up here. It's been a little bit of a quarterback here for the Lambton Lions offense. As Hallward takes the ball, drives in, puts it up, or attempts to put it up over Parker. Ripped by Griffith. Griffith battling for the ball and will win the ball back for the Lions on the baseline. As Gashi looks to inbound the ball here for the Lambton Lions. As he inbounds it to Javonte Griffith. Griffith gets fouled as he tries to figure out what to do with that. As Corey King looks to check in here for the Lions. And Javonte will go to the line for 2 as the Lambton Lions have hit the bonus. Javonte's first free throw is good. So 1:30 to go exactly here in the third quarter. As Javonte Griffith hits both free throws, makes it a 3-point game. And number 21, Bishop Whitmore, will check in here for Ethan Skayman. As Nanton takes the ball up here for the Canadore Panthers. As Nanton drives in, tries to kick it out to Boonchoon. Boonchoon back out to Nanton. Nanton takes the 3 as 2 Lions close out on him. Doesn't go. Javonte Griffith kicks the ball up. Smart play. Kicks it off to Hallward. And Hallward gets called for an offensive foul on Schmidt. Isaiah Nanton takes the ball up here for the Panthers. Kicks it off to Johnson. Johnson for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Schmidt. Schmidt gives it off to King. King takes the ball. King tries to figure out what to do. Finds Gashi. Gashi calls for a pick by Griffith. Griffith looking to set that big pick. As Gashi takes that ball, drives it in against the whole team. Does not go. Rebound by Parker. As Whitmore takes the ball up, gives it off to Nanton. Nanton drives in. Around 2 guys, doesn't go. Rebound by Schmidt. Schmidt off to Gashi. Gashi pushing it off. Fast pace here. Gives it off to Hallward. Hallward puts the layup in the bucket, making a 57-52 ball game. A 5-point lead here for the Lions over the Panthers as Nanton takes the ball up here. As everybody's starting to get loud here with 8 seconds to go. Nanton goes to lay up the ball, gets fouled, and it will not go. Nanton will go to the line for 2 here. As Skayman looks to check back in here for Boonchoon. well as we're able to get our first look at number three, Caden Vosper, as he checks in here for Tyrone Johnson. As Nanton does his little ritual. Puts the shot up. It's no good. No good here. The first free throw is no good. The crowd is really getting into it here. And his second free throw to cut the lead 2-4 is good. So Lambton will get a chance with 5 seconds to go here as they give it off to Corey King. Corey King gets it off in time, and it does not go. And after 3 quarters, it'll be a 57-53 game in favor of the Lambton Lions. As the Lambton Lions lead 57-53 going into the 4th quarter here. I want to thank you all for tuning into this great game between these two great competitors. As you are watching on your TV, Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube, or OCAA live.ca. I'm Gavin McKinnon, and giving you the line score between the 3 quarters. Lambton outscored Canadore 21-19 in the 1st quarter. Canadore outscored Lambton 15-12 in the 2nd quarter. In the 3rd quarter that just happened, Lambton outscored Canadore 24-19 to put them up by 4 going into this 4th quarter. And your leading scorers here for Canadore is Corey Boonchum with 4 3-pointers and 1 normal point, with another score from the line for him to get 15 points. As Jerry Wilson has 14 points here for the Lambton Lions. And leading in rebounds for the Lambton Lions is Tyler Grievers with 9. And for the Canadore Panthers, it is number 15, Logan Parker. 4th quarter action coming up right now. You're watching Lambton Lions basketball on your TV, as Canadore will start with the ball to start this 4th quarter, as they seem to with every quarter. As coming out here for Canadore is number 7, Thomas Gowland. Number 1, Isaiah Nanton. Number 0, Ty Huxtable. Number 8, Zion James. And number 21, Bishop Whitmore. And coming in for the Lambton Lions is number 4, Jerry Wilson. Number 31, Tyler Grievers. Number 6, Albin Gashi. Number 8, Alex Yaboya. And number 35, Owen Yu. As number 8, James tries to drive in, doesn't go. Nanton picks up the loose ball as he puts up a shot, doesn't go. The rebound's all over the base. As Huxtable gives it off to Gallon. Gallon for 3 is no good, but there is a foul on number 8, James, at the 9:37 mark here in the 4th quarter. As Abangashi looks to go inbound the ball here. As he takes the ball up here for the Lions. Gashi gets a pick from Grievers. Grievers cuts in. As Gashi kicks it out to Yaboya for 3. Rims in and out, does not go. As Huxtable takes the ball, gives it back over to Nanton. He takes the ball up, getting guarded by Jerry Wilson. Nanton getting guarded by Gashi. Nanton drives in, gets the help. He gives it off to Nanton. As Huxtable gives it off to Gallon. Gallon trying to figure out what to do. Gives it off to James. James shoots a 3. Does not go. Rebounded by Grievers. As Gashi takes the ball up slowly. Being guarded by Nanton. Nanton passes. As Jerry Wilson puts up a 3 and is fouled at the 3-point line and will go to shoot 3 to give Lambton a chance at a 7-point lead. As Parker looks to check back in here, so he's going to go check in for number 8, Zion James. As Jerry Wilson will get 3 shots here. And his first one is good. Both teams have their starters out here to start the fourth quarter. And the second one does not go after a lot of bouncing on that rim. And the third one is good. And that makes it a 59-53 ball game here. 6-point lead here for the Lions as Huxtable gives it off to Nanton. Nanton drives in, kicks it off to Gowan. Gowan goes for a little floater, tries to get a call there, doesn't go. Nanton hits the ball away, gives it Gashi with the, eventually gets the loose ball here, drives in, puts the ball up. It bounces, doesn't go off of a million hands, but it goes off of a Canadore player first. Or last, I should say. As Gashi looks to inbound this ball here. Gashi. It gets hit off of Parker. And it goes out of bounds. Gashi looking to inbound the ball again. And he finds Grievers. Grievers gives it off to Gashi. Gashi puts up a three. Does not go. Rebound by Yaboya. Yaboya kicks out to Newell. Newell for three. It's no good. Rebound by Gowan. And gives it off to Nancy, who gives it over to Huxtable as they're trying to push the pace here. Get some points on the board here. Tries to find Whitmore. Finds Whitmore. Whitmore kicks it over to Parker. Parker tries a reverse lay. Blocked by Grievins. As Gowan tries to find the ball. Can't. As Yaboya gets the ball. Gives it off to Gashi. Gashi slows it down here. Palms it down. As he's getting guarded by Whitmore. Whitmore guarding Gashi. Gives over to Jerry Wilson, who's getting guarded by Huxtable. Who gives it off to Yaboya, who's getting guarded by Gowan. Who gives it to Newell, who's getting guarded by Newell. And he puts it out to Grievance, who does not hit the... He puts the ball up, and it doesn't go. And Burgess will come sub in for Grievers. $7:19 here to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 59-53 lead for the Lambton Lions over the Canadore Panthers. As Huxtable takes the ball at the top. Gives it over to Skayman, who gives it back over to Huxtable, who gives it over to Nanton. Nanton goes back over to Huxtable. Huxtable gives it off to Gowan, who gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable, the midi, is no good. Rebound by Gashi. As Gashi takes the ball up. As Buchun and Johnson look to check in for the game here for the Panthers. As Gashi takes the ball from Wilson. Gives it back off to Newell. Newell kicks it off to Yaboya. Yaboya to Gashi. Gashi for three. It's good. Makes it a 62-53 ball game, or a 9-point lead here for the Lions in Sarnia. Everybody's waking up here on defense. As Nanton takes the ball. Nanton. As Yaboya wants all the smoke from Nanton. As he dives for that ball, doesn't go. Parker. As they're all battling for that ball. Gives up to Skayman. Skayman. And gets called for a travel. As Buchun and Johnson come to check in for Nanton and Parker. As Jerry Wilson gives it off to Gashi. Gashi looking a little fatigued here in the fourth quarter. This is Gashi getting guarded by Huxtable. Starting at mid-court. Gives it off to Newell. Newell does a little sidestep on Gowan. Gowan puts it up over Gowan. Doesn't go. Rebound by Gowan. Gives it over to Huxtable, who's in a foot race against Jerry Wilson. And Jerry Wilson will throw it off Huxtable for a great defensive play. And that'll be Lions ball going right to left. As Gashi gives it off to Newell. Newell just rolls it back over to Gashi as he's going to take the ball. As Huxtable's waiting for him at half court. As Huxtable playing a great defense against Gashi. And Burgess kicks it over to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson for three. It does not go. Rebound by Burgess. and gets the and one to fall. Shows a lot of emotion in that celebration. And that makes it an 11-point lead for a chance to be a 12-point lead. And Canadore will call a timeout here at the 6:10 mark here to go, or the 5:33 mark to go here in the fourth quarter. Just about halfway played here in the fourth quarter. And the Lions are out to an early 7-point run here, as Canadore is still not scored in this fourth quarter so far. So leading for your Lions with 16 points is Jerry Wilson, and still with 15 points is Corey Buchun for the Canadore Panthers. As the Lions are shooting 38.7% from the field, and the Canadore Panthers are shooting 40.4% from the field. And the Lions are shooting 69% from the charity stripe, and the Canadore Panthers are shooting 57% from the charity stripe. As they're looking to, as Burgess looks to improve that free throw percentage here for the Lambton Lions, he's going to go to the charity stripe for one free throw off of that end of that big and one play here for them. So 5:32 mark. And the free throw for Burgess is good. Makes it a 12-point lead here for the Lambton Lions at the 5:31 mark here in the fourth quarter. As Huxtable takes the ball. And he's going to change his matchup to Newell. Newell goes over to Buchun. Buchun for three is no good. Rebound by Galland. And it's going to be an offensive foul here. As the players are asking for an explanation on that foul call there. And we have the sweeper boy go do that sweep in that area. As Jerry Wilson gets the inbound and gives it back off to Gashi. Gashi getting guarded by Huxtable at the top of the right as he crosses half-court line. As Yaboya takes the ball at the three-point line, sizes off Buchun, and figure out what he's going to do. Gives up to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson with a little pull-up at the elbow does not go, as Huxtable gives it off to Johnson. Johnson gives it off to Huxtable. Huxtable gives it off to, he's just dribbling, goes past Wilson, tries to put it up, and gets called. And we'll go to the line for two. As James and Nanton check into the ballgame here. And his first free throw will not go here, as Huxtables will not make the first one. And it's a 12-point lead here for the Lions. Canadore is still looking for their first points of the quarter after those two missed free throws from Ty Huxtable. As Gashi sizing up Nanton. Gives over to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson for three. Bang. Makes it a 68-53 ball game here at the 4:20 mark in the fourth quarter. This is Gowland gets the pick set. Gives it to Huxtable. Huxtable finds James. Goes off the foot of Burgess. Picked up by Newell. And Newell's just going to drive it all the way up. Newell going all the way. And he will go all the way with it. The first-year guard coming out of Brussels, Ontario, as Naughton goes by Yaboya for that easy layup for the first points of the quarter for Canadore Panthers. As that's stolen on the pass from Newell by Huxtable. As he finds James. James gets called on the travel. And a timeout will be called by the Lambton Lions. At the 3:29 mark to go, they are currently up by 15 points with a 70 to 55 lead over the Canadore Panthers. Currently in the fourth quarter, the Lambton Lions have 11 more points than Canadore, and that's so far being the difference maker in this quarter. As Jerry Wilson has upped his point total to 19, and Corey Boonchun is still at 15. The Lambton Lions are shooting 71.4% from the charity stripe after that one make from Clayton Burgess. Just start that run out of the Canadore timeout. The Lambton Lions are shooting 40% from the field. I think they're both deadlocked at 40% from the field. It's just Lambton has shot. Need more of the shots that they have shot. And then the three-point percentage is also deadlocked at 30, with Lambton taking 3 more three-pointers than Canadore. Canadore move the ball up here, just to the right of the press box here, or Lambton does. As Canadore's pressing up on them to try to spark a run here, as it gives out to Gashi. The Skayman comes out of the huddle, and James and Skayman will double team, and they give it out to Jerry Wilson. James guarding Gashi. Gashi tries to give it off to Yaboya. And they will both battle for the ball, and it will still be Lambton Lions ball at the 3:14 mark here in the fourth quarter. As the Lambton Lions are getting orders for what play they want to run. As Gashi gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya gives it off to Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson thought about the shot, gives it off to Yaboya. Yaboya for 3. Bang! Makes it a 73 to 55 game in favor of the Lambton Lions. We've just passed the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, as Nanton puts the ball up, does not go. James and Burgess both tip the ball as it's picked up by Jerry Wilson, and then he gets fouled going down to the grab. As the Lambton Lions will go to the bonus, and Jerry Wilson will go to shoot 2, and have the chance to make the Lambton Lions go up 20 here in the fourth quarter. And the first free throw by Wilson is good, and that'll up his point total to 20, with the chance to up it to 21 here. As he will up his point total to 21, as Corey Boonchun will check in here with 2:47 to go. Hopefully for Canadore, start a spark for them. As Huxtable getting guarded by Yaboya, gives it off to Gowland. Gowland puts it up over 2 guys, and he makes it. That might be a spark here, folks. As Gowland goes to the line to shoot 1 after making that tough layup. As Skayman looks to check back in here. And he will check in for Boonchun. As Gowland does make that free throw. And that does make it a 75 to 58 game here. As Skayman and James both, as they're all swarming them, trying to get a lead here. As Jerry Wilson gets a man to fall as they're all diving for that ball. Gives it off to Gashi. Back to Gashi. Back after he gets the ball from Newell in the corner. Gives it back to Newell in the corner. Newell in the corner for 3. Bang! puts the lead back up to 20 as we just go past, have just over 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. As Huxtable, they gotta start a spark here. They gotta find something. They gotta find a three-pointer. Is Gallon. Gallon puts a three up. It's no good. Rebound off Gashi, off of Newell's face, and it will go out. As Canadore will call a timeout with a minute 52 here to go here in the fourth quarter. So in this fourth quarter, Lambton is currently outscoring Canadore Panthers 21-5. And we have a new leading scorer here for the Canadore Panthers as Thomas Gallen has 16 points. And he also leads the team in rebounds, where for the Lambton Lions, Jerry Wilson leads the team in points, and Tyler Grievers leads them in rebounds. And leading both teams in assists for the Lambton Lions is Alvin Gashi with 7, and Ty Huxtable with 9. The Lambton Lions are currently shooting 41% from the field, and the Canadore Panthers are shooting 40% from the field. As Huxtable, Boodchun, Nanton, James, and Gowan come out of the huddle for the Canadore Panthers. As they give it out to Boodchun. Boodchun for 3 is no good. Rebound by Huxtable. Huxtable, as everybody's scrambling all over the place. Gives it off to James. James drives in. Tries to go over a man. And Newell gets the board, gives it off to Gashi. Gashi over to Jerry. Jerry to Newell. Newell back over to Gashi. With a minute 30 to go in the game. As Gashi gets fouled here by Huxtable. He will go to the line to shoot 2. With a minute 27 here to go in the fourth quarter. As Schmidt looks to check in here for the Lambton Lions, he will check in here for Clayton Burgess. Corey King and Brian Avalo look to check in here for the Lions as well. And they will. The Lions up 20 with a minute 24 to go. You're watching Lambton Lions basketball here on your TV, Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube, or OCAA live.ca. I'm Gavin McKinnon. As the Canadore Panthers roll the ball up the court just to save some time. As Huxtable puts up a 3, does not go. Rebound is getting scrambled for. And it's still a scramble. Eventually picked up by Gowan. Gowan puts up the bucket, does go. Cuts the lead down to 18. As Corey King takes the ball. Gets the ball ripped. Gives it off to Schmidt. Schmidt throws the ball up court for Avalo. Avalo to Corey King. Corey King puts it up. Does not go. Rebound by Gowan. Canadore pushes the ball up, gives it off to Gowan. Gowan drives in, gets the bucket to go. Timeout by Lambton. As it's a 78-62 game here with just under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. So a little bit of life here we're seeing for Canadore. The line score says Lambton is outscoring them currently by 15 here in the fourth quarter. If you're Lambton here, you just want to get the ball in, and not give them any hope here. Just want to calm things down and get this game to dribble out here with 50 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. As all the starters come back out here for the Lambton Lions, as well as for the Canadore Panthers. Actually, Huxtable is not out there. Skayman took his position. As they give the ball off, as your boy tries to find Wilson, it doesn't go to Wilson, it goes to Newell. It goes to Gashi. Gashi getting guarded by Parker there. Gives it off to Jerry, he's getting guarded by Skayman, and he puts it up, does not go off of Nanton, and it'll be a Lambton Lions ball. They have 14 seconds left here on the shot clock, 37 seconds left on the game clock here. Lambton's currently up 78-62 over the Canadore Panthers. As Gashi trying to find a guy to inbound it to. Inbounds it over to Yaboya. Yaboya gets called for an out of bounds. As Huxtable and Buchun check in here for the Canadore Panthers. And they will call a timeout here with 27 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. So currently, the Lambton Lions are out rebounding the Canadore Panthers by 5. And they are even here on blocks. The Lambton Lions have about 6 more steals than them. And overall, Canadore has been the more rougher team with 2 more fouls than the Lambton Lions. 27 seconds to go. You just want to get the ball, make sure they play solid and defensively here, and then you just want to dribble the ball up and go home. As the next game here for your Lambton Lions will be on Wednesday against the St. Clair Saints. And that'll be both their men's and women's. Both. You can catch the action here on your TV, on Lambton Lions Athletics YouTube, and on OCAA live.ca. As Huxtable looks to inbound it, and they go to Gowan. Gowan drives in, gives over to James. James with an easy layup with 31 seconds to go here. It's a 78-64 game as Gashi takes the ball here. Gives it over to, tries to find Grievers in the corner, and it does not go. As Parker looks to inbound the ball to Huxtable. Huxtable. I'll let this ball roll as your boy is going to wait for him at half court. As Huxtable drives in. Doesn't have anybody. Gives off to James. James tries to find Gowan. Grievers gets the ball. And Newell dribbles the ball. And will dribble out the game here. As Lambton Lions will go on to win 78-64 over the Canadore Panthers. After a very solid showing in that fourth quarter, outscoring Canadore by 10 points. And that'll be the big difference maker here in this matchup between these two teams. Thank you for watching Lambton Lions basketball on your TV, Lambton Lions Athletics, OCAA live.ca. We'll be sure to catch you next Wednesday when they play St. Clair. I want to thank you, the whole team behind me. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Gavin McKinnon, signing out. Thank you.